Hello everyone, welcome to the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 review. I know this one took a bit, but I wanted to focus on different games. I don't want to be one of those reviewers where they do the series, like, just in order. That's why I sort of broke it up. I know I did Underground 1 and 2 after Pro Skater 1, but I figured it would be interesting to look at a later game in the franchise and then come back later to an older game. So this will be another Tony Hawk review for the channel's catalog. I'm going to try to space these out more. I think we're going to cover one of the skate games next, just to have some fun with it, because I've been getting back into skate recently. I'll have to look at some other games to cover. I'm definitely going to cover Rock Band soon. That's going to be a fun one. Also, apologies for the first half of the video if I sound a bit scratchy. I've gotten sick recently, and so that delayed the production of this video by a lot because my voice was completely shot. Pro Skater 2, where do I start? There's not too much different from this and Pro Skater 1, especially with it only being a year apart. The only major addition to this is Create a Park, Create a Skater, and manuals being added. Which, speaking of, Create a Skater in this for a PS1 game is pretty decent. And the guy this was just a file I made just to get cheats done, so we're gonna call the guy I made for this Glorbo. That's all right. We got a channel mascot now, guys. How's that sound? Glorbo. He'll be in the Rock Band review too if I can do that. I didn't use Create a Park to be fully fair, because I never use it in these games, so I don't have any opinion on the Create a Park in this. Though it is pretty cool that it was introduced in the second entry in the franchise. Same with Create a Skater. A lot of franchises don't really introduce features like these too early on, especially if they start out with preset characters. Like Guitar Hero, it took like 4 entries before we even got a customizable like guitar. And with that all out of the way, I figure it's time we look at the levels. So first off, we have the hangar, which, again, like Warehouse, this is an amazing start level. You can really get your bearings here, though I like the differences this has compared to Warehouse, because Warehouse was just sort of a straight run with some half pipes and quarter pipes here and there. This is an improvement on Warehouse that really does introduce you to everything this game adds level design-wise. Because you have the secret area to the right going down into that quarter pipe. You have the secret area that you can wall ride or grind on the propellers. And then you get another quarter pipe in there. And then, if you notice, there's a giant glass wall, which if you go up on that half pipe and just transfer over to the other side, you can break the glass and you have this whole second area that you can skate around in. And if you grind on top of the helicopter, you actually unlock a second secret area, which is just a half pipe. No, quarter pipe. I mix up half pipe and quarter pipe. But you get what I'm saying. Those areas are introducing the fact this game has secret areas, which I wasn't able to get to all of them in this while recording the video, but every level in this game besides, like, helicopter drop in Hawaii, that's the only one that doesn't have a secret area, so that's about it. And you might think I might not have nostalgia for this level or any of the levels in this game because I didn't exist when this game released. But no, I played School 2, the Hangar, and Venice Beach through Underground 1 when I was a kid. So some of these levels I actually knew beforehand playing this game. But yeah, Hangar, really good start level. It is a really good follow-up to Warehouse. This game in general is a really good follow-up to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. But I feel like it's good to mention if you're looking at a game singularly, to mention when a level is very good, especially in the context of it. And with all of that then brings us to School 2, which this is my favorite level in the game. If any Tony Hawk's related game or thing has this, I at least play this level like 5 times. Like whenever I boot up 2X, Pro Skater 1+2, this, or like Underground 1, I at least have to hit up this level once when I'm playing it, because I cannot get enough with skating around in this level. I do not know why. I'm pretty sure it's because I played it a lot when I played Underground 1 as a kid, but I just love the layout of this level. And it does kind of annoy me how in the original versions of this, with the time limit, you have to hit the one of the rails on the right side of the map so you can unlock the pool doors for the gymnasium, which that annoyed me as a kid, but I figure that's a really cool detail, honestly, if I'm going to be for real. I do like how they added those secret areas that were timed, so you would have to rush and go do it so you could unlock that spot. Though with Underground 1 and this, and I'm pretty sure Pro Skater 2X and 1, obviously 1 plus 2 does it, they actually saved the fact that you did that, so it's perma unlocked if you play it again, especially on your save file, which this level is, I love the verticality of it, though in the original Pro Skater 2 it's kind of jank cuz they added the big drop feature, which why would they ever do that? It's dependent on what one of your skater's stats. I think it's the air stat or the ollie stat. It depends on what your skater's stats, but if you hit a jump that's too high in some levels, you get a big drop warning. And as far as I know, you have to hit the ollie, like the ollie button right before you land. But it's like, this is a arcade skateboarding game. Why would you introduce this in the first place? Especially considering the first game didn't have this, so people aren't going to get used to this. And then they just completely removed it in Pro Skater 3 anyway, so this is like one feature that stayed with one game and never came back. It's the weirdest thing ever, and Neversoft, what were you thinking? Anyways, back to School 2. But yeah, this map has a lot of areas to explore. I like the variety and like the environments. I didn't manage to get to the secret area, but I do like how it's a gap rather than just like, oh, you will unlock something like the other secret area in this level. But the trick is when you go to your right, there's a half pipe or a quarter pipe, and then quarter pipe ramp, and then you go down, and then you hit an ollie off of a bank, and then you go onto the roof. You make the gap from roof to roof, and then you get to that secret area. There's not a lot to skate back there, but it's pretty cool. I like the creativity they had with making these secret areas, and the fact that you have to actually put in effort to find these as well. But yeah, School 2, favorite level in this game, probably even the franchise, but I don't remember a lot of the levels in this series. So I will come back to that when I review more of the games in the Tony Hawk series. But next, we must go to France in Marseille, which is also the first competition level in the career mode. Which I actually do like this level. It's a pretty fun vert park. Ironically, I used Jamie Thomas for this. But it's a pretty fun park. You can get a lot of air, especially in the deeper like bowl area. It's really easy to get air tricks there. So if vert isn't your thing, there is a like street area surrounding the bowls and everything, so you can do flat land tricks. Though, as you can see by my gameplay here, I really just tend to do whatever I can get a feel for, so I switch between it whenever I play this level. I'm not going to have a lot to say about the contest levels because it's really just a real-world skate park half of the time. Like, the first game, it wasn't real-world parks, but this game, it's actually just straight-up based on real areas, so I won't have a lot to say about them here. The next level is New York. This level is fine. It's not a perfect level. It's not amazing either. It's a pretty fun one to skate around in, though the best spot to do tricks in would be the secret, like, Brooklyn Bank spot. But speaking of that, this technically makes this a level where a part of it appears twice in the series, not as the same level, because the Brooklyn Bank spot is the exact same one from Underground 1 in Manhattan's level. So I find that pretty funny that this skate spot specifically managed to make it into 2 games, and one was supposed to be a generic representation of New York and the other is Manhattan. And as you can see in the footage, I'm playing as Spider-Man, which is one of the unlockable characters, and I think the first third-party secret skater in this entire series, which he is only in here because Neversoft was also developing Spider-Man 2000. Was it 2000 or 1999? I can't remember. Spider-Man PS1 at the same time as this game, so they just put him in the game as a freebie. But yeah, back to the level. This has to be the first clunker in this set of levels. I don't really ever come back to playing this. Obviously, unless it's for footage recording like this video, because I'm going through every level in the entire game. Duh. But honestly, this level isn't that great. It might have its defenders, but I'm just going to be honest. This is kind of just an okay tier level, especially in the grand scheme of the franchise. And up next, we got Venice Beach. This one has an interesting mix of flat ground and like vert areas. It's mostly flat ground, but there are a lot of launch points that you can get yourself up on the wires and everything. But if you go to the corners of the map, there's a bunch of like quarter pipes and stuff like that. So you can do a bunch of big airs. Heck, one of the challenges is from your spawn point. If you go to the like ramps in front of you and you do a gap across, I think it's the middle ramp. If you somehow get across the middle ramp into that third ramp right there, if I'm remembering the layout correctly, that's a challenge done. And you can scan on the rooftops as well, which is awesome. And then the secret area is just it's a quarter pipe surrounded by sand, like a area just surrounded by sand, and there's one quarter pipe, and you can just jump back to the rest of the map. I'm sorry there's not a lot to say here. It's a very small map, and it's just a decent level design as this game has. It's overall very fun, and again, this was in Underground 1, so I have a lot of experience playing this level. I like the main section, like the start area of the map the most. Getting airs off of the like tables and everything, that was pretty cool. Also, RIP Venice Beach. All right, up next we got Skate Street in Ventura. This one is just a straightforward vert park for the most part. There are 2 outdoor areas that let you do more street-centric skating, but for all intensive purposes, this is just a competition vert park, which this is the second competition level in the actual career mode. It's pretty fun actually to hit tricks off of this area. I do like going to the half pipe or the street areas and doing combos there. It's fun. This is a well-designed level. I'm pretty sure it's actually based on a real skate park, because I'd just say like I'm pretty sure, because I don't remember if this game has any completely original locations like Pro Skater 1 did. And with this, I know this game mostly uses real-world locations, except for like the bull ring in Mexico. I think that one's a completely original one, and the Hawaii helicopter jump, and the last level, which I won't talk about yet. Now we're in Philadelphia. This one probably has the easiest secret to find. All you got to do is you see that awning, like you go straight, you see that awning, you grind on it, and then you go onto the electrical wire, and then it will knock down the fence that's in front of the park. Which, speaking of that, this one is literally just Love Park and FDR in one level, which, pretty good spots. As far as I know, Love Park is gone now, so rip Love Park. But the FDR recreation is honestly pretty accurate for what I've seen, and I've seen it a lot. I watch a lot of CKY and Viva La Bam. They show those places they show FDR all the time when Bam's skating. But it's honestly a really accurate recreation for what I've seen. I have no reference for Love Park because obviously I don't watch too many skate videos. I need to watch more. But yeah, no points for accuracy, especially with the FDR section of this level. And it's a pretty fun level in general, even though it's mostly flat land. Like, that first Love Park area is pretty easy to navigate, and the FDR park is perfect for vert stuff when you get to it. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty good level. So in the footage I'm playing is Taiwanese Tyler, the Creator. And up next, we got the final level in the career mode, the Bull Ring in Mexico. Once again, I don't have a lot to say because it's just a fictional bull ring with a vert park in the middle of it. There is a loop-de-loop, which I wasn't able to go around, but you have the main section, and then there's some outer, like in the stands and stuff, there's a few ramps you can get up to. I didn't get up to them in this footage, but also there's the outer circle of the main bull ring itself where the bull is running around, and you can run over bullshit, literally. But yeah, pretty good, like, vert part. Like, the vert section is pretty good. Then you have the, I don't know if you would call it street, but, like, you have, like, flat land sort of stuff you can do outside. It's a pretty good level. I like the design of it. Then the first bonus level is the helicopter drop in Hawaii. There is not a lot to say about this, considering it's literally just a vert ramp in the middle of the ocean. You drop in from a helicopter, and then if you go on the high ramp and just gap over to that little, like, dock area, it's literally just the finish lines where you end your run in the story mode. So there's literally nothing to do here. The final bonus level is Skate Heaven, which is a amalgam of different skate spots from the real world just sort of fused together into one level. The spots it consists of is the San Dieguito High Tin Stair Rail, the Wallows, which ironically is another spot that made it into Underground 2, as a part of the Hawaii level, so that's kind of funny. We have 2 underground 1 spots in this game. Huh. That game really was halfway towards being a full remake of Pro Skater 2. How? Tony Hawk's actual backyard, at least at this time, the Animal Chin Ramp, Combian Pipeline, and the Sadlands. I don't know like half of these skate spots, but yeah, it's the real world spots that existed at the time that this level consists of. And I think there's a secret. I think the secret level of this park, or the secret area of this park, it's based on a movie. I could be wrong. I couldn't even get to the secret area because I know you have to jump into the volcano to get it. I was never able to get it, and I've never been able to get it. Also, I know I'm going to probably have the gameplay audio buried under my microphone audio, but if you hear any music skipping, I don't know what was causing that. I'm recording this through my actual Dreamcast. I don't know if it's the disc reader itself or the discs I'm buying. The discs look like almost immaculate condition, but my Dreamcast, I'm probably going to have to get it repaired or buy a new one that I can verify has a working disc drive. I think it might be deteriorating. And I like using the Dreamcast, especially for games like this, because it's actually a higher quality rendition of a PS1 game. Because with this, I would have used the PS1 footage. I have PS1 copies, and I have Dreamcast copies of both of these games. But I prefer using the Dreamcast version because it's basically just an up-resed, more consistent visually version of the PS1 version versus the PS1 versions, like, you know, the warping polygons and all that. So, Dreamcast games are probably going to have to be put on hold for a while once I get this figured out. And it's a shame because I have a copy of I had to buy like 2 copies of Crazy Taxi 2, and one of them reads on it. But after a certain point, the game literally just stops loading. Like, the world will just go out and the music will stop, and it just stops reading the disc. Actually, real quick, I want to go over the soundtrack. I'm not going to do a top 10 with this. There's only 15 songs in the soundtrack. So, yeah, you're not getting that one with this video. This one still has a mostly rock-focused soundtrack, but they do bring in some actual hip-hop and rap. But the interesting choices are they have Bring the Noise by Anthrax and Public Enemy, which I think this was actually my first exposure to the song. It was either this or I found it somehow because I had an Anthrax phase when I was in high school. And I listened to like thrash metal and stuff when I was in middle school, but I wasn't really into music at that point. Guerrilla Radio by Rage Against the Machine, which is the intro song. That rips, especially in this game. Naughty by Nature's in here. You by Bad Religion is in here, which I love when this song plays in the game. It's easily one of my favorite songs on the soundtrack. When Worlds Collide by Power Man 5000. Banger. Certified banger. No Cigar. Banger. B-Boy Document 99, pretty good. Cyclone, Dub Pistols, banger. May 16th by Lagwagon, banger. Honestly, some of these I don't recognize. Heavy Metal Winter, Elliot Goes to School, Gmod Classic, banger. Evil Eye by Fu Manchu, banger. There are some of these that I don't even remember. Like wouldn't even recognize if you played these for me. And then 5 Lessons Learned by Swing and Utters. Banger. My original Pro Skater review, I gave it a 7.5, but you know that video is like 2 years old now, so I'm going to change that score. Pro Skater 1 gets bumped down to a 5.5. This gets to 7.5. This is a really good game. Worthy successor to the first game, especially considering this released like nearly less than a year later in some countries, because I know Pro Skater 1 technically released in 1998. Some countries got it in 1999, and they were developing this like right after that game released. So props to Neversoft. I feel like really up until like American Wasteland, this series kept improving. Like, it kept adding something that was unique to the gameplay. Sure, it kind of got a bit overcomplicated with American Wasteland having parkour and shit, but this was a clearly good start sign for this series that Neversoft was the perfect developer for this, and they perfected the gameplay. And I am going to review 3. That will happen at some point, but I kind of want that to be a high effort video, so I don't know when I'm going to review 3. I'll probably review some of the other games in the meantime. I'm also looking at reviewing the skate games. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to. Like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. I am copying some Ordinary Gamer's outro, I know. And I am out.